Hi everyone, Josh here. I hope you're doing well. So this is part 3 of the How to Make Money with Amazon FBA for Newbies UK edition series. If you haven't already seen part 1 and part 2, or you've skipped any of those, then there are links to both those videos in the description below. You're going to want to watch those first, and then you can come back to watching this one after. But I'll assume that you've watched them, and we're going to talk in this video about how much it costs to get started with Amazon FBA, because I'm sure that is a question that you have on your mind. You're interested in getting started, but you need to know how much is it going to cost you to get started, right? So costs can vary vastly depending upon which strategy that you end up choosing to go with. So in part 2 we talked about a number of different strategies that you could use, and I made a recommendation to you, which was the online and retail arbitrage strategies, where we buy product from online and retail stores at a low price and resell it on Amazon for a higher price. And as you might imagine, when you're doing anything, private label, wholesale, online and retail arbitrage, the majority of your costs are going to be sourcing stock, right? Stock is going to be the largest bulk of your costs, and so stock can be variable. Depends how much you've got. You could put £100 into stock. You could put £10,000 into stock. It all depends on your resources and what you've got available. So let's take a look at what the expenses are besides stock. So equipment. When we utilize Amazon FBA, we're going to need a couple of bits of equipment to help us to make sure that we can operate within Amazon's requirements. And one of those things is a label printer. We have to, in order to identify our products as our own, as belonging to us, and so they don't get muddled up with other people's, we have to print off a little barcode that we stick onto our products that identifies that product as belonging to us. So a barcode printer, and it's not necessary, you don't have to have it, but I highly recommend it because they're not very expensive, a USB barcode scanner, so that when you're listing your products for sale, you can scan their barcode, which will pull up Amazon's catalog listing for that, so that you don't have to create your own with pictures and write descriptions and stuff like that. So equipment's going to be about £100, there or thereabouts, right? Ish, depends on what sort of thing you buy, so this is a very approximate number, but it shouldn't cost you much more than that. Next thing, software. Chances are you're going to need some sort of software. If you're doing online and retail arbitrage, we use a barcode scanning and profit calculation app, and that costs in the region of about £30 per month. I think it's less than that, but let's just say it's £30 per month. And then your stock, anywhere from like £100 plus. The more you start with, the better the chances that you will grow in a shorter space of time. But the beauty of the online and retail arbitrage strategies that I talked about is that you can start with very, very little. And don't be put off. Don't be put off if you've only got £100, £200 to get started with. You can still start, but you're going to struggle with wholesale and private label because it's probably not doable for that sum of money. So that's a rough estimate of what it might cost you to get started. But there is one cost that most people tend to overlook when they're considering getting involved in any kind of business, and that is time. Time as a business owner is your greatest asset. And unlike money, time doesn't replenish. We have to use that time that we have available to us in the best possible way. And some of you are thinking, well, money doesn't replenish. Well, I'm talking to those of you that have a day job, right? You go to your day job, you have a salary or you work an hourly rate, but you get paid roughly the same amount each month, right? So when that money runs out, it replenishes next month when the paycheck comes in. Your time doesn't do that. You get a day, a week, a month, a year older as that time passes, and we're never going to get that time back. So we have to use it as best we possibly can. And that's why Amazon FBA is one of the greatest opportunities of the modern world, because it takes all of that workload off our hands, which means we don't have to do it. And it's very, very, very cheap in terms of time cost, because all we've got to do is go find the stuff to sell. So do you guys fancy seeing how regular people just like you guys got these results? This is a little screenshot from my website taken in May of 2022, so the numbers may have changed by the time you watch this if you're watching this in the future. But we have a little community, and inside of that community we have some awards that we give to people when they hit certain milestones. So when you hit £1,000 in sales in a single calendar month, Then you hit the 1K club, and I send out a little certificate. And so far, I've sent out 91 of those certificates. And now these are people who are in my private coaching group. So it's not just random people, these are people who have invested in themselves. But 91 of those people have reached 1K per month in sales, or at least those that have reported it to me that I've been able to track. So there's chances are there are more, but these are the ones I've been able to track. Then we have the 10K club, and these are for people who've reached at least £10,000 in a single month in sales. And then I've sent out 38. We have a little trophy for that. I haven't got my webcam on, so I can't show you, but it's a really cool little trophy that we send out to people who've hit that milestone. And then for those who have gone on to do £50,000 in sales per month and beyond, we have the 50K club. And so far I've sent out 3 even bigger, even better trophies to the people that have done that. So it's quite a jump from 10 to 50K. There are a significant number that are between this number and sort of hitting on the ceiling of the 50K, bouncing off of it, because your business has changed considerably when you get to this point. But anyway, if you're interested in seeing how these people were able to get these kinds of results and how I was able to help them to do that, then there's a couple of resources that I've got for you here. Both of them are free. I have a free in-depth 90-minute training session that I'm going to show you in detail the strategy that I use that makes me a full-time income selling on Amazon, and how I think I've had over 15,000 people watch that training so far. 350 of them have come to work with me directly and have gotten those results that you've seen so far. And you can get to watch that exact same training at resellersecrets.co.uk/training. And I also have a free Facebook group where people just like you who are looking to get started selling on Amazon as well, brand new at it, are having conversations and what have you. And there is a link to that in the description. In fact, you'll find both links in the description for those resources. So guys, I hope you found this video interesting. I hope you found it useful. Drop me a like if you have. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments before. And this closes off our How to Make Money with Amazon FBA for Newbies UK Edition training. Let me know in the comments if you have any requests or ideas for future videos. Guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in another video.